That the hardest part of launching a tiny offer into the world is actually the creation of it.
Welcome to the Decision Maker Podcast with me, your host, Allie Bjerk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Decision Maker Show. I am so excited to be here with you today, and we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, tiny offers. I have built an entire business around teaching tiny offers, helping people create tiny offers in their business, and I feel like we're really just beginning for how we're talking about tiny offers and all of the things that they can provide at lots of different levels, lots of different businesses. It's kind of like the one-size-fits-all strategy, and I'm not saying that in the way of how a pair of pants is sold. I don't know if you've ever seen the ads for the pants that say they're one size fits all. There's no way that's possible. But this strategy is actually possible for you to use whether you're scaling to multi-millions or if you're trying to hit your first 10K in business. The reason tiny offers work so well is because they eliminate the need for freebies in your business. You're no longer going to be building your email list full of people who only want to download a PDF, file it away, and never be heard from again. We want to make sure that we have people who are paying attention, because buyers, people who pay attention, right? So we're going to make sure you're building your email list with the correct people so that when it comes time to launch or when you have something else to sell, whether it's a membership, a course, a group coaching program, mastermind, whatever it is that you have to sell after, we're going to help you grow your email list in a much easier and much more intelligent way with the right people who value your time and value learning. Something we've really seen shift in 2022, especially as we face impending economic changes. There are a lot more people who are interested in learning about online businesses, but they're interested in getting a taster. They're interested in the appetizer, buying a tiny offer before they're willing to invest in a high ticket mastermind, because there's so much more competition. There's so much more options, or so many more options in the market than there used to be. So people want a little flavor. They want to see what your method is, or what your strategies are, who you are as a person. And you can totally teach them that and give them that impression through selling a low ticket offer that they buy first, right? So we want to start really focusing on building our email list full of people who want to be there, people who are paying attention, and make sure it's the right people who are going to continue moving on to other offers or ascending up the value ladder in marketing speak into higher ticket things that we might have in our businesses. You can also use tiny offers to grow a membership or to sell more of a mid-level course that's around $2,000. This tiny offer can be inserted in front of any type of digital product or program that you may already have in existence, but it's going to help you make sure you're introducing it to the right people, make sure you're growing your email list in a smart way, and if you're paying for advertising, it's going to help you cancel out your ad dollars that are being spent. Something different that we're teaching in 2022 than how we used to teach it was there are a lot of different ways to sell a tiny offer. You can sell a tiny offer through organic partnerships, through your own organic content. You can buy shout outs on Instagram and have people talk about your tiny offer and then send them to your sales page. You can have it be your call to action on a podcast that you're a guest on, or a summit, or give it away as a freebie if you need a free gift for something, and then have other things available for people to buy once they come into your business, right? So you can use this across the board no matter what you're selling. And there's a lot of different types of tiny offers that you can create in 2022 as well. It's not just one digital product anymore. It's not a specific type of funnel. Now a tiny offer could be selling a $37 challenge. It could be selling a workshop that's a low ticket amount. And people always ask me, like, well, how do I know if it's a tiny offer or not? What's the magic number? It's anything that is $49 or less. So if you can come up with a product that you can get people to invest in and sell it as the very first step and introduction to your business, it's a much easier way to grow your business instead of having free PDF downloads like a lot of us are doing, or having a free webinar where nobody ends up converting because they're not actually invested in what it is that you're selling. They're just testing things out. There's all sorts of different types of things you can sell that are an introduction to your business. So think about things that you used to do for free. If you did a free webinar or a free challenge, or you did a free book that somebody could buy, or a free mini course, All you have to do is come up with a way to make it feel super valuable. And usually you can do that by adding on the right bonuses, by having special things that are included with the overall offer of what they get when they sign up to attend. And the reason that it's easier to create than ever before is because in coaching this topic or on this topic, I've coached thousands of entrepreneurs through this process, and I've seen where everyone gets stuck. So after doing this over and over and over again, I realized that the hardest part of launching a tiny offer into the world is actually the creation of it. It's putting so much effort into writing all the copy and building the tech, and then getting to that finish line and realizing, like many funnels, sometimes this happens, something's off with the offer, or maybe the ads aren't resonating, or the headline needs to be adjusted. Super simple tweaks that are easy to make, but when you've put all of the effort into already creating the product, you get to that point and you just want it to sell, and you want to feel guaranteed that your very first funnel is going to work. And that's not the case for many of us. It took me 3 different efforts to finally have a funnel that worked. And it was testing and tweaking the messaging and changing the offer slightly. But if you put all of your work into the creation of the product and you get to the point and it doesn't sell, it's going to crush you. It's going to make you feel like you did all of this work for nothing. So what we're trying to shift about how people sell anything is to sell it first and then create it. So figure out a way to be able to pre-sell or pre-launch and then teach it live. That's really the easiest way to be able to get people into your world, buying a low ticket product that you haven't actually created yet. Like, that's the secret. That's what will help people. That's what's going to help you move to the level of success that you want to move to without completely getting crushed by your failures. Part of being an entrepreneur is failing over and over and over again, and being able to move from failure to failure and maintaining that level of hope that is required for us to be able to keep creating and keep showing up for our businesses. Even when we can't always see the finish line or things feel a little blurry on how it's all going to work out, we just have to trust in the process and keep showing up for ourselves. But if you use this strategy and you tweak it slightly and you learn how to pre-sell products that don't exist yet, it's going to save you a ton of time. Back in the day when I was first getting started, my first course that I created was about search engine optimization. I spent months working on this course and nobody bought it, nobody wanted it. And I felt I didn't do anything else for a really long time. I went back into my service providing hole where I was doing things for other people, but even the whole time in my back pocket, I was like, I know I'm meant for more. I know there's something more I should be doing. I know I'm not fully living up to my potential, just hiding behind the scenes of other people's businesses and being, a service provider. I was maxed out and I knew I wanted so much more for my life, but I was so burned from that experience of trying to create something and having it totally flop that there was no encouragement for me to want to try it again, until I discovered that there's this concept of minimal viable product where you just need idea. You need a concept. You need to be able to talk about what it could be and live in imagination land of what it could be, and write a sales page as if the product already exists, and then start sharing it with people and see what their reaction is. See if they want it, see if they're interested in it. Too many times we do all of the work and we never actually listen to what our customers want. It always blows my mind a little bit, but I know I was guilty of it too. We launch these things as experts and we think they're going to take off, and we think we know everything, and we think we know exactly what our customer wants, but we forget to ask them. We forget to do surveys. We forget to look at other people's comments on their channels, whether it's YouTube or their books that we find on Amazon, reading all of the reviews and looking for different product ideas and getting in front of people and seeing, is this what they actually want or not? Is this something that they would be willing to pay for? When we skip over that step of actually surveying our audience, we end up creating a dud based on what we think they're gonna buy. So if you can listen more, that's one secret to doing this faster, listening to your audience, minimal viable product, knowing that you're going to get feedback on the product from the customers. You're going to be able to rapid test your ideas if you can launch them faster. And how do you launch them faster? You launch them when they don't exist yet. You get feedback and you learn, is this something that people ended up buying or not? If they didn't end up buying it, if you heard crickets, good news, you didn't actually create anything and you're good. A lot of people say, I'm maxed out. There's no way that I can create something on the fly. I don't have time to do that. I have to spend months and months creating it beforehand. But if you think about what's the tiniest amount of something that you could sell that would be valuable for someone, it could be a workshop. It could even be a 1-hour call with you that you're selling at a tiny offer price so that you can start learning more information about who your people are. It could be anything. There's no limit to what you can test out. It could be tiny services. You could do an audit on someone's sales page and charge for that a tiny offer price. Or there are all sorts of different tiny offers that you can come up with. And I guarantee if you look at what you've created, if you're a digital hoarder like I am, and you look at everything you've created that's still in Dropbox or maybe in your Google Drive, or things that were freebies, or even talks that you gave in someone's summit, or something you prepared once upon a time to share with people, there is gold in all of the stuff that you've already created. You go through that, I guarantee that there's an idea in there that you can create as a tiny offer, one of these mini micro products, whatever everyone else is calling them. It's a tiny offer. You can come up with those and you can start selling them before all of the details exist. You can pre-sell it, have people attend, teach it live, and then repurpose it into something else. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be this big funnel with Facebook ads and all sorts of different moving pieces, because that's overwhelming. And my biggest goal for you is to be able to start getting clarity and start moving forward, and to not have a ton of skin in the game when you are launching something, because then you're going to detach from the result. You're going to feel like it's okay if it doesn't work. It's not a personal attack on you anymore. Instead, it's just the math. Not enough people raise their hand as interested into it. Let's find a different topic. Let's move forward with something else that might resonate even more than the original idea I had. So making sure you're listening, making sure you're rapid testing products, making sure you're getting things out there as fast as possible, because money loves speed. That's what we've learned. Money loves speed. Remember that. The faster you can get people to buy it, the more you can learn about what they actually want, so that you can keep creating and make this process even easier for yourself moving forward. I hope that's helpful. I hope you have an idea after listening to this that it doesn't have to be as hard as you're making it to launch things, to put them out into the universe and start asking people for money. And if you still can't do that, there might be something else going on. Something with sales, something mindset-wise, perfectionism. There's all sorts of mindset stuff that we can dig into. If you have something that you feel like is keeping you stuck, send me a message, leave it as a comment. I would love to know where you feel stuck, or if you're listening to this and you're like, that's cool for you, Allie, but there's no way I could actually do that. Let me know. I want to know. I want to know where you're stuck. I want to know how I can help, what I could teach on, what we can talk about in future episodes to keep you moving forward, because at the end of the day, you just got to make that decision. This is the Decision Maker Show after all. Make that decision to go after something, to take action. It's not enough to just decide. We have to take action too, right? So make that decision. What is the thing that you want to start selling that you can sell for $49 or less, and start selling it by Friday? That's it. Who can you talk to? What can you learn? Start taking action as fast as possible, fail as fast as possible, and let me know how it goes. All right, I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.